Good morning, respected chief guest, principal, faculty members, and my fellow mates. I am Sakshi Kelkar, co-chairperson of ESL UMIT, and I welcome you all to the annual Entrepreneurship Fest of ESL UMIT, that is Innovation 2021. We lost a few things but found a lot, and we think all of us can relate to this. Before starting with any occasion, as a UMITian, it's our tradition to begin with a university song, and we pay our respects to Sri Maharshi Karve and Savitribai Phule by remembering them in every occasion of our college. So, we will begin with a university song.
स्वर हमारा है संस्कृता श्री पराशक्ति स्वर हमारा है विश्व है परिवार भारत घर हमारा है विश्व है परिवार भारत घर हमारा है हम नहीं है दीन कहता कौन हम अबला है सबल संस्कृति हमारी हम सभी सबला ज्योति से जगमग हुआ अंतर हमारा है विश्व है परिवार भारत घर हमारा है स्वप्न ठाकर सी हुआ साकार है इसमें महर्षि करवे तपस्या सार है इसमें हम दिशाएं और ये दिनकर हमारा है विश्व है परिवार भारत घर हमारा है संस्कृता श्री पराशक्ति स्वर हमारा है विश्व है परिवार भारत घर हमारा है विश्व है परिवार भारत घर हमारा है
Today, on the inauguration of Innovation 2021, we have some amazing personalities with us. To begin with, we have Dr. Sanjay Pawar, sir, the principal of Usha Mittal Institute of Technology, and we have Mr. Bharat Patil, sir, the faculty coordinator of ESL UMIT, and Shruti Mishra, chairperson of ESL UMIT. The chief guest for today's occasion is Mr. Gaurang Shetty, who is the current Chief Innovation Catalyst and CEO at riidl, which is the Research Innovation Incubation Design Laboratory, and the Innovation Center and Technology Business Incubator TBI of Somaiya Vidyavihar University. He was one of the 50 most inspiring CEOs of 2017 by Silicon India. He was awarded Changemaker recognition by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, the 11th President of India. He achieved the Best Research Project and Process Innovation Award by Reserve Bank of India Governor Dr. Raghuram Rajan in 2014. He was also awarded the Stargazing Award for the Best Incubation Manager CEO of India by ISBA. Sir and his team have supported 120 plus startups through riidl, and his maker and developer initiatives have supported over 5,000 plus makers. He set up riidl's innovation and incubation program for Somaiya Vidyavihar University and has raised grants from the Department of Science and Technology, that is of BIRAC, and the Department of Biotechnology by Government of India and MSIS by Government of Maharashtra. Sir, it's an honor to have you here. Now, I invite Ms. Shruti Mishra to present the annual report.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, honorable authorities, faculty members, staff members, parents, and my dear friends. It gives me immense pleasure to extend you all a very warm greeting on behalf of ECEL UMIT. I am Shruti Mishra, Chairperson of ECEL UMIT 2020 to 2021. The Entrepreneurship Council is a non technical council which provides great opportunities for students to develop and enhance their entrepreneurial and management skills. We at ECEL UMIT wish to boost the mind of our young generation and empower them with knowledge, and also serve as a platform to help them implement their ideas and give them the confidence to step into the real world. Our council aims to create opportunities, promote innovation, and enhance the knowledge sharing among students that encourages them to be unique. We want to help students to learn more about the resources that will be required to develop their ideas into a business. We also focus on how to improve our soft skills like communication, leadership, and public speaking. The faculty coordinator of ECEL for the year 2020 to 2021 is Mr. Bharat Patil sir. The core council and senior council was formed in the month of August, and the rest of the council was interviewed and selected by the current senior council. Since colleges were abruptly shut and our future was unknown, we decided to keep it light and conducted our first event, Game Marathon, on 30th September. This event included 5 fun game rounds. We got participation from all the classes, and the winners were awarded cash prizes. Next in line was the Entrepreneur Talk by Mr. Shravan Kumar, which was conducted on 10th November. He motivated students to develop innovative thinking and also familiarize them with current market trends. In the month of November, we conducted another webinar, this time on content creation. With our speaker, Mr. Dharam Vora, he shared his life learnings from his 7 year long content creation journey. He also threw light on the importance of digital marketing and content creation in the modern era. Further, on 19th January, we conducted an event called Start It Up for the first year students. Year students were divided into groups. Each team chose a few items and were asked to make a product using those items. Every team had to present their business idea and logo and tell us their business unique selling proposition. They were given 20 minutes for that. This event was a successful icebreaker with our freshers. This month, on 3rd March, we decided we declared the theme for our fest, Transcendenza, on our YouTube channel, which was well received. Few days after that, on 8th March, we launched our website where students can send their blogs to publish. It also shows our past events and details regarding it. Participants can register for events directly from our website and also keep up with our upcoming events. We have a page, Innovation 2021, there where you can go check out all the upcoming events of Innovation Fest and also the news. Last but not the least is our annual fest, Innovation 2021, a true extravaganza filled with activities on being a true entrepreneur as well as cultural activities. We have conducted pre events for fest like blog writing, entrepreneur, where participants can sell their products and learn more about the market interest. We have also conducted fun events like Voodoo Lee and Bomb in the City. Continuing with the ongoing tradition, few of the technical events conducted are B Plan, where students present their business ideas in front of judges, E Trinity, the mock placement event, Dalal Street, which helps students understand the intricacies of investing in stock market. And to the list, we've added another our own twist, Mastermind, where participants will be tested on their organizational, management, and communication skills. These are our informal events, which includes treasure hunt, class event, and some fun rounds. At last, I would like to conclude by quoting Mr. Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. And let that sink in. Thank you.
Thank you, Shruti. Now I request Mr. Bharat Patil, the faculty coordinator of ESL UMIT, to address everyone.
A respected principal, sir, today's chief guest, Mr. Gaurang, Shetty, ESL chairperson, Ms. Shruti, Mishra, co-chair, Ms. Sakshi, Kelkar, teaching faculty of the Usha Mittal Institute of Technology, non-teaching staff, and dear students. On behalf of ESL UMIT, I welcome you all in our annual feast, that is Innovation 2021. This year, we are conducting it in online mode because of the pandemic and restrictions thereof. But one thing I can assure you that the ex- the energy and the enthusiasm, we are not lacking in that. Whether it's online or offline, it doesn't make a difference. And we are with the same energy here, presenting before you our annual feast, Innovation 2021. This you might have observed already in the last 10 days. We are our council that has come out with the various events that are fun events mostly, and the coming 2 days there are a lot of fun and a lot of events that are uh, scheduled. And I appeal to all the students to make the maximum participation. You can have fun, you can learn out of that. See, the E cell, that is the entrepreneurship cell, the first term here is the entrepreneur. So entrepreneur, two things are integrated in that: innovation and working against the constraint. You can imagine when this council took over the charge, at that time lockdown was in place and everything was going online only. So using or making the effective use of whatever resources that are available, still all the events that are whatever normally we do in the offline mode, we my council has done most of that. Most means over and above, I can say, because getting the resource person or managing all the things, uh, coordination between them. What I really appreciate about my council is a coordination and the teamwork they have come out with. This Shruti is at the different place. She is in a Mira Road. Then Sakshi, she is sitting in a Bandra. Our treasurer Sampada, she is in a Jammu. So all these are joining and beautiful teamwork you can see there. So it is really appreciable and such a beautiful event. That is the innovation. We already put up it the theme revolution for that. You might have seen the creativity the kids has come out with. I really appreciate their efforts, their teamwork, and I'm really falling short of the words to appreciate that. Another thing that is it is our tradition in the ESL that every year we make some addition. Every council makes some addition. So this year it's like some new events are added. Apart from that, what is the most important thing that is done is uh, ESL has launched its own website, and all the work that is done except the hosting, that is done by the ESL team only. So I really appreciate everything here over here. It's really the great teamwork that has been shown. Last year council also did a good job. Already Shruti has said they have selected the new council, so they have left the mark over there. Last year also they did the good things, and they have given me a very good team here as a council. I also would like to name the junior council also. Maybe uh, they are doing the background work here, but naming them, that is my responsibility. As far as entrepreneurship is concerned, our chief guest, And Sanjay Pawar sir will be uh, coming out with the different aspects of entrepreneurship and uh, guiding you about that. One thing only I can tell here regarding the entrepreneurship, it cannot be learned from the books. It is just like a small kid, it's learn walking. So the kid is not using any manual for that. So after falling and making consistent efforts, one can learn to walk. We all have gone through that phase. Another thing that can be said is an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur starts with the nothing and achieves everything. So with that note, I'd like to thank you and end my address over to Sakshi. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our chief guest, Mr. Gaurang Shetty, to address everyone.
Thank you for the warm welcome. I'll just quickly share my screen. Hope I'm audible to everyone.
Yes, yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Session, and I'm very delighted to be here. So I thought about it, and I thought like I'll quickly share about my learnings. What are the three things which I felt helped me reach a particular stage in my life where I'm right now. So just wanted to share those three things with you, and maybe share a gist about the entrepreneurship journey or the culture according to my perspective in India and my learnings. So I hope all of you can see the screen. Can you see the screen? Uh, is everyone able to see the screen?
No, sir.
Hello. I have shared my screen. I don't know if you can see it.
Mm, no,
Okay,
sir. Can
just a
you?
second. Can you see it now?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So the three things which I wanted to share is, the first is community, the second is projects, and the third is getting things out in the market. So community, this is an example of how community benefited me. So what can you see in this image quickly? So it will be like an interactive session. I won't just keep speaking, so that you also get engaged in what I'm talking. So what can you see in the image? Yeah.
We see
So
a
yeah, so basically this is one of the communities which I work with. It is a Facebook developer circle community, and we all had an opportunity to go to Menlo Park, California, listen to Mark Zuckerberg, meet the senior leadership team there, interact with all the global developer circle community leads. So I'm one of the community leads in Mumbai for Facebook. So we have a lot of developers who get access to Facebook tools and platforms, and they build solutions for their own companies or for their customers. So one of the biggest benefit of being being part of such communities is that you get recognition, you get a lot of connections, you get a lot of network, you get a lot of learning on the go. So I was very active in the community aspect from the school days. You can see like I've participated in a lot of events. So that habit made me go places when I joined college, and during college also I made sure that I be a part of all these communities. So on the left hand side top you can see a Y logo. So that is Y Combinator. I was in 2016 there. Then at the center you can see like the robot. So this is one of the communities which we created. It's called Maker Mela. The robot is called InMove. It's the world's first humanoid open source 3D printed robot. Then you can see a Formula Student car. So I was a part of all these communities, and I'm very sure that if students get engaged in communities, there's a lot of peer-to-peer learning which happens, which may or may not happen in your classroom, but definitely it may happen once you interact with other people who are also trying to achieve a certain objective. Like in the Formula Student team, we used to make a race car and we used to go to Germany every year. So that particular experience of building that particular race car with 50 other engineers who were studying with me, it's a different experience altogether. So I think community is one thing which motivates individuals to create better things, and it also helps you clear your thought process, and it puts you on a time pressure so that you can uh, make things quickly. So if like I want to share my example, we were a part of this Formula Student team and we had like 3 months to prepare that particular vehicle and take it to Germany and ship that vehicle to Germany. So it was a lot of learning for me in the final year of engineering, and I think it has added a lot of value. After I completed my engineering, it has added a lot of value to me in terms of whenever we work on projects. So a lot of things which I learned during the Formula Student days, I'm trying to implement those things. So I'm very sure that being a part of active communities can help you meet a lot of people and can increase your network. And over a period of time, one thing which I learned is as you keep speaking to a lot of people, you try to understand and you eventually try to get a sense of what they actually like. So this is something which we also try to understand when we build projects, when we build products, and when we are trying to interact with people, that what should we build, and can we build something which people really love. So this is a question which we pondered, and I started my journey by building such cool projects. So on the left hand side you can see a musical staircase, at the center you can see a 4-player Pac-Man, on the right hand side you can see a chessboard, and on the right hand side corner bottom you can see a pollution mapping kit which we made, and in the top we were experimenting with some uh, leaves, some biomaterials. But none of these projects went out in the market except for one, the chessboard on the right hand side. But then a lot of newspapers, lot of people supported me to uh, build or take these projects forward on the left hand side, and the other images which you can see, like for example the piano stairs which you can see, the musical staircase, it was published in the Times of India, and a lot of other newspapers covered it. So that particular project was a part of fun theory. So fun theory again is the concept which was started by Volkswagen Group, and we try to replicate that concept. So we encouraged people to use the stairs and not the escalator. So that's why we installed a piano staircase so that people were motivated to climb on the steps and they could hear piano sounds. So all the kids who were crowding near the lift, they used to ditch the lift and they used to use the staircase because they wanted to play the piano. So something like that actually worked at that time. And I play a lot of chess. So I was working with two of our own students, Bhavya to build this smart chessboard. And the chessboard actually had a capability wherein the coins automatically moved on it. I'll speak about it in the further slides. But when we build these projects, we realized that all these projects, all these products have some rules. And we started observing other products also which were popping up. Like you all must have heard about Tinder. It is swipe left, swipe right. You have heard about Twitter. It's 140 characters only. You have heard about Vine, 6-second videos. You have heard about Snapchat. It has photos, videos which disappear. So we also thought that, all these projects have rules, all these products have some rules, so why not create rules for our own products? And that's how we started building our own products. And one of this project which I mentioned in the earlier slides, the chessboard, actually took off, and today it's a multi-million-dollar company. And just to share about this project, so it's the world's smartest chessboard wherein the coins automatically moves on its own. And the founders are Bhavya and Atur, who have taken this project forward. Initially, when they were building this project in our lab at Riddle, the project was like built on a simple Arduino board, and they used acrylic and other materials to build this particular project. You can see the image on the top right side. You can see a pink color LED glowing, right? Can you see that?
Yes, sir, we
Yes.
Hello.
can see.
Yeah. So this board on the top right side had a voice command like Alexa. You could command the board uh, that please move piece e1 to e2. So please move pawn e1 to it. So it would move the pawn from one place to another. Please move knight from one square to another. So it would move the knight. So it had voice commands. It had like different colors changing. So the computer would tell that, yeah, I've killed your pawn, and it would move the piece outside, and it would change red. When it was a good move, it would tell that this is a good move, and the board would turn green. But when we were building this product, we realized that uh, there were a lot of things which we had done over. We had taken 2 years to build this product. We had realized that we had done a lot of research to build that product, and we had visited to multiple events. Almost all the IITs had invited us to show this particular project, and we attended almost all the tech fests in India and globally. Also, we visited a lot of such maker events, global expos, innovation expos to show this product, and it was almost like it went viral. And we realized that, okay, now we made such a fantastic project, why do we not sell it? So when we started actually approaching people if they would want to buy such a board, then we understood that not many people are comfortable spending a lot of money for buying such for buying this board. And we realized that when we showed it to people again, and we asked them, why do you why are you not trying to buy this board? What stops you from buying this board? So many people were like not giving us correct answers, and we were a little confused. And eventually we realized that, okay, we need to ask the right audience. Why do you think like people did not buy this board, and what can you see, what difference can you see between the board on the top right and the board at the bottom? Can you tell me what is the difference between both the boards?
The material,
Okay, good
mat-
one. The materials are different. What else?
the bottom one feels more like actual chess, which we play.
Correct.
And
Correct. And the top board also has a smaller like coin size, right? You can see the black and white coins are very tiny.
yeah,
And the top board also has like an LED which glows. The bottom board is like a wooden board, right? So when we actually took it to real chess players, people who actually are playing tournaments and who are like grandmasters, that time we realized that those chess players get disturbed by the colors. Those players used to get disturbed by the sound, and that's why we went back to the drawing board, and the team decided that they will create a tournament standard, a formal chessboard, which would make it look more realistic, and it would give a more holistic experience for them to play. And these guys went to crowdfunding platform at that time in 2016, and they raised over $500,000 on the crowdfunding platform. And a lot of celebrities, including Mr. Amir Khan, also bought their board. So uh, like what we understood is that, so whenever we build projects, there is no such standard like, okay, this is the final solution, or this is the best idea, or this is a good idea. So we wanted to just understand that if it works or not, and we wanted to show it to as many people as possible, and we wanted to show it to real customers who would actually buy the product or buy the project. And this is one very interesting Venn diagram which I stumbled upon online, and this was again like originally created by Peter Thiel, and it was again shown very nicely by Paul Graham. So I wanted to share it with you guys. So this Venn diagram shows that basic questions which you can ask yourself when you actually start building a product. So on the right hand side you can see, right, what is your unfair advantage? What do you understand that others don't? What's new, and what do you resort what do people resort to because it does not exist? On the left hand side you can see, make something what people want, solve a real problem, find a customer first, move fast, and validate. So when we build the chessboard first, it was an unfair advantage, right? Because no one in the world was building a smart chessboard and where the coins automatically moved, right? What do you understand that others don't? So we understood like the technology, we understood the experience that people would need, and what's new and what do people resort to because it does not exist? This kind of a product did not exist, right? There was no product which you could buy off the shelf. There was the smart chessboard like this did not exist. So all these questions were answered, and on the left hand side you can see make something which people want. People really loved the product. It was connecting them to the Harry Potter movie. I hope most of you must have seen the Harry Potter movie. The chessboard reminded them of the Harry Potter wizard chess when Harry sat on the chess piece and he commanded the pieces to move. I right? Am I right? Like all of you must have recalled that moment. And it was solving a real problem. Like if I want to play on a physical chessboard, not on the screen, with someone sitting in New York or with someone sitting in say New Delhi, I'm in Mumbai, so I can now play chess on a physical board, and it can maybe in future you can play multiple board games online using a physical board. You don't need to use a screen anymore, and you need to find the customer first. So we found the customers first from the crowdfunding platform, and we moved fast and validated it, and we also delivered the product. So what we learned is whenever we build such projects, such cool products, we always fail to explain it in a simpler sentence. We always struggle to convey our idea in simpler sentences. So that's why we do this exercise wherein we ask students, or we ask ourselves, how can we explain a particular concept or idea in one sentence? So can you try this? Can you explain Uber in one sentence? And if you want to explain it to a kid, how will you tell it? Anyone? It can be wrong. You can just say what do you think.
It's a shared
Anyone? Yeah,
taxi.
good. It's a shared taxi. Anything more clear and simple, which would help the student understand the business model of Uber?
It's a shared taxi which you can pre-book and call through an app.
So it's a car
Great. Yeah.
without being our own car.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so I'll tell you my version. It can be push a button on your phone and get a cab to your doorstep. So you can make multiple versions of it, but then eventually anyone should understand the entire business model of a particular company. So वो बोलते हैं ना कि प्यून से लेके सीईओ तक सबको एक ही भाषा बोलना चाहिए. So everyone should be able to convey the same information to the end customer, because any person who tries to interact with any of your employees or your other external stakeholders, the information which you convey about your product should be same. Like eventually it can be like a slogan, say Paytm karo ya Jio Dandanadhan, but then at the first instance it should be like a simpler sentence which is understandable. Yeah, and whenever we interact with startups, we always recommend that there should be ideally 2 or 3 founders, and there is not a need for a CEO or a CMO, that is Chief Operating Officer or a Marketing Officer. You just need a CEO and a CTO, and someone whom you know really well and who has done things outside the system, who has hacked the system. We have rarely seen family friends or close friends or roommates being co-founders, but then you can also start working with them. And someone you must choose someone who is very brutally honest, and someone whom you can with you can argue and quickly resolve issues. So this is one activity again which we try to do to help you get more clarity in terms of how to go ahead when once you decide on a project or or you try to select an idea. So can you arrange this according to priority? Like for example, some may choose say funding, then idea, then team, then timing, then execution, then business plan. I'm sure you must have all heard about these terms, right? I'm very sure. So can you arrange पहले कौन सा चाहिए? So पहले idea चाहिए,
First,
team
we
चाहिए,
need
या
idea.
okay. So if there are students who are watching this, you can type it in the chat box, or you can say it out loud. Yeah. First we need idea. Someone told that. Okay. So what's your name?
So Sakshi.
Sakshi, yeah. So yes, you told idea first, and then what? What comes next?
So then
Team.
we need a team.
Okay, then what comes next? Idea, team, and
Then we can go for funding.
okay, idea, team, funding. Then
Then execution and timing. Or,
okay, and then business plan.
execution of the idea.
Execution, timing, and then business plan, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Is there any other uh, arrangement of this? Is someone choosing team first, or business plan first, or funding first? कि सबको आइडिया ही लग रहा है पहले आना चाहिए.
So in the chat box we can see Rituja typing.
Yeah, you read out because I am currently in full screen
Oh
mode, so I
yes.
can't see the chat box.
Yeah. She wrote first a idea, then she wrote a
Okay.
business plan, then funding,
Yeah.
and then team.
Okay. And is there anyone else who has written something different?
No,
No,
sir.
not idea, but then everyone is going ahead with idea.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's take a scenario now. Okay. Let's assume that there is another team who has chosen, say, execution, or say maybe business plan as their first choice, and then idea, then team, then other things. And Sakshi, your team has chosen idea first. Okay. So now let's take a scenario. I will give you 1 crore rupees each. Okay. I will give you both the teams. So Sakshi is team A, and the unknown person is team B. Okay. Are you all with me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I will give you 1 crore rupees each now. Yeah. And I will give you the best people in the business who will execute the ideas. And we'll take two very fantastic ideas, which everyone is aware about. We will take two food products. One is, say, we will take dosa, and one is, say, biryani. So these are the two amazing food products which are very popular and which are very excellent ideas. And we will give it to uh, these two teams. Okay, so team A, so Sakshi's team will get biryani, and team B, the unknown person, will get dosa as the idea. Okay, we will give you 1 crore rupees each, and we will give you the best master chefs, the best team members to make the biryani and the dosa. Okay, and we'll also give you the best execution business plan. We'll get the best of the world to make a proper execution plan, business plan. And the condition will be that you have to sell your biryani and dosa at 8 a.m. at CST station. Which team will win the contest? And you have only 1 hour to sell your biryani and dosa.
So dosa team maybe.
No, you are team A, right? So you are biryani, and team B, unknown person, is dosa. So which
Yes,
dosa
sir.
will win? You are telling. Team B will win. But you guys also have 1 crore, right? Your idea is biryani. It's a fantastic idea. It should win, right?
Yes, sir.
You only had chosen कि पहले idea आना चाहिए. You have a fantastic idea. You have biryani, and you have the best master chefs in the entire, from the best in the world, who has made those biryani boxes for you.
So maybe we can change the location for our idea.
Yeah, so that you can do, but then you just have 1 hour to sell everything. You already invested 1 crore rupees now to make the biryani, to execute it. You utilized your funding. You have the best business plan. You may have some money to redo it, but then what will you do about it? You only have chosen, right? Everyone has chosen idea first. So 8 a.m. in the morning कुछ नहीं बिकेगा ना. Some might, only a
Yes.
few might buy it if you do some fancy marketing. With, say, again, you might do some offers wherein they can eat it in the afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what did you understand by this? That idea can be interchangeable with timing. So timing is the most important parameter whenever you think about any project or any product. So most of the entrepreneurs fail to understand this, and so this is not true for each and every business, but then it is true for most of the businesses to become successful. So you must have seen many such cases, scenarios wherein, like for example, timing can be a scenario like demonetization. Demonetization was set up by the government, right? So the government created a timing wherein all these notes will be banned, and then after that, which are the companies who became very big, very profitable? Paytm. You must have all used Paytm, right? Google Pay. All these companies started becoming bigger and bigger. And then now COVID also is a timing, right? As soon as COVID struck, then a lot of people started selling sanitizers. You must remember, right? When this COVID actually started in March, the cost of the sanitizers shot up quickly. And a lot of people were stacking them, storing them, trying to sell them. So it was a timing set by a particular entity, say government, or say a natural calamity, or say a pandemic. So all these timings actually define like which ideas can go ahead. Like for example, if you have the best team, समझो आपके मास्टर शेफ के शेफ्स है, तो वो बिरयानी छोड़ के वो इडली भी बना सकता है, राइट? तो आइडिया चेंज हो गया आपका अकॉर्डिंग टू द टाइमिंग, क्योंकि 8 बजे का टाइम है, यू नो दैट पीपल आर नॉट गोइंग टू ईट बिरयानी, सो द मास्टर शेफ guy is skilled enough to change the biryani idea and make idlis quickly, and again sell as many idlis as possible and compete with the dosa team. So according to me, so this is my perspective, the timing should come first, then the idea can be there, then the team can be there. Team and idea can be interchangeable, because if you have a smart team, I'm very sure they will be capable enough to implement any idea uh, which works. And then comes the execution, then comes a business plan, because once you execute it, you will get a good idea if it works or not, and then you can make a nice business plan and go out and raise money. Funding comes at the end. Am I clear? वापिस एक बार बोलूं मैं, should I repeat the order?
Yes, sir. You can repeat it
Yeah.
once.
Yeah. So according to me, timing comes first. हम लोग इंडिया में भी बोलते हैं ना, like शुभ मुहूर्त होना चाहिए हर चीज करने के लिए. So most of the businesses fail to understand this. So I thought we can show it here. Timing, then comes idea, then comes team, then comes execution, then comes business plan, then comes funding. But this is not true for all scenarios. This is true for most of the scenarios. So you can now keep this in mind and start thinking about the projects which you're working on, and then you can try to visualize or try to find out data about the market and the timing of the market, and try to think about ideas accordingly. And whenever you are trying to start a company, we recommend that you should be full time. Part time is a bad signal. Not many companies succeed if the founders work part time. There are success stories, but it's not true for everyone. So full time is a must. And these are the questions you need to ask yourself. If you're working on a startup or a project, is this a highly scalable idea? Only a prototype does not suffice. We need to have a manufacturable product. There are a lot of startups, a lot of students who tell that, I have an idea, but I don't need to, I don't know to code, and I just can make a minimum viable product. So that is not sufficient. If you are a CTO and if you are a developer, you need to make a full-fledged manufacturable product, or you need to get some assistance to do that. You cannot just make a half-baked product and go out and deploy it. How many people need your product right now? How do you have a paying customer right now? I think these are very important questions. I can share this presentation with you guys, and you need to like if you're starting up, you need to answer all these questions. It will help you get more clarity. Also, this is another method which I thought about. It helps me get more clarity when we try to think and evaluate more ideas. So, for example, these are three buckets: air, supplement, and painkiller. So there are products like WhatsApp. So you use it day in day out. I use WhatsApp more than 500 times a day, and I think it's like the most frequent app which I use. So its frequency is so high that I compare it with breathing. So that's why I've put it in the air bucket. Then there are products like Instagram, which you don't need, but it gives you a feel good factor. It's not solving any problem. Instagram मेरा कोई problem solve नहीं कर रहा है, but it gives me a feel good factor. So I have it on my phone and I put it in the supplement bucket. Then there are products like Ola, Uber, which is a painkiller. It solves my problem if I'm stuck, say at 11 in the night, say at one location in Dadar. I want to go to CST. I can book a Ola or book a Uber and go. So it solves my problem at that particular instant. But then there are products like WhatsApp which can fall also in the supplement bucket. There are these family WhatsApp groups wherein you get all nonsense, good morning, good night messages, jokes, etc. Your friends group, it spams you, right? So it can also fall in the supplement bucket. WhatsApp can also fall there. WhatsApp can also solve your problem, right? You can send notes, you can send some emergency text to your friends, and you can give some critical information on WhatsApp. So it also is a painkiller. So there are products like WhatsApp which can fall in all three buckets, and there are some products which start with one bucket and eventually they can move to other buckets. So I think this gives you more clarity on just like to understand how frequent will the product be used, what kind of services which you need to develop for that particular product. Like for example, if you know that your product is like WhatsApp which you're going to use 1,000 times a day, then you can plan your server space, you can plan your security better, you can plan, there are so many things which you can plan for. So I think this method gives me more clarity to evaluate my ideas quickly. So I think you also can use this same method and evaluate your ideas very quickly. And these are the people whom you need to know, whom you can read about. You can follow them on Twitter. So Paul Graham, Sam Altman, Mark Anderson, Vinod Khosla, Peter Thiel, I read about them, follow them. There are many Indian investors, entrepreneurs also whom you can follow on Twitter. I'm very sure you might get a lot of learning, a lot of insights from their current work. So this is something which I wanted to share. Again, a typical investor, if you are sending your pitch decks to investors and raising money, or if you are sending your pitch decks to mentors, so a typical investor reads your presentation for maximum 3 minutes, and 12% of the investors read your pitch decks from your mobile phone. So make sure that your presentations look like nice and clean on a tiny screen. And these are the people whom you can
Voice,
raise money from.
I think, got disconnected.
Can you hear me now? Hello.
Yes, sir, we can hear you.
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
we can hear
So
you.
these are the people whom you can raise money from. ये हमेशा क्वेश्चन रहता है, अरे पैसा कैसे मिलेगा, हाउ डू आई रेज फंडिंग. So initially, these are the rounds of funding which I listed according to me are viable enough. So you can raise money from your friends, family, fools. Then you can go to grants, competitions, events. There are a lot of government support, government grants available now from DST, DBT, BIRAC, state governments. Then there are startup incubators like Riddle, and there are many other such startup incubators popping out now in our country. So you can go to them, and they also have a lot of these grants and facilities which you can get access to. Then there are angel investors who are these guys who have already established themselves and they invest money. And beware of these guys on LinkedIn who write investors on their profile. I would recommend to choose an angel investor who's already there on some angel platform. Say, for example, someone who's already a part of Indian Angel Network or Mumbai Angels. There are many people who tell they're angel investors, but then they don't like to take risk. So be aware of such guys. Then there are super angels like Zuckerberg, and there are many other in our own country. So you can Google it and you can find them. Then there are VC firms like India Question, VCats, 100x.vc, Indian Angel Network, who can help you raise your first seed round, and they also do bridge rounds. Then there are other VC firms like Sequoia and other firms who help you raise your Series A, Series B, Series C round. and then there is IPO. So these like are the possible sources or rounds of funding which a startup can raise during its journey. A typical angel investor or a group of angel investors can give you up to 1 crore of 1 crore rupees of funding, and it depends from like product and like the type of business or the sector of business you are working in. And seed fund usually can go up to say 3 to 5 crores in that bracket, and then the other rounds follow up. So this is how particularly a funding chart looks like. So initially the founder has 100% equity. Then if he gets a co-founder, then the equity is split in half. Then if he has an uncle who has put in money, so uncle may get 5% for some amount of money which uncle invested. And then there is the option pool which the founders have to create, so that if there are new employees joining in, or if there is a technical guy joining in and they can't afford to pay his salary, so they give him some equity. And that's how like the equity keeps on reducing, but the value of the equity keeps on increasing. So maybe 100% equity might say valued at 1 lakh rupees, but then 17% equity at then might be valued at 17 crore rupees. So this is another infographic which you can find online. There are many such infographics. It gives you a good clarity of how a founder goes ahead in the journey of his own company and raises funds and dilutes his equity. So that's it from my side. If you have any other questions, I'm very happy to answer. And I hope you all were with me on the same page. I think I messed up in the initial slides, uh, but then my perspective was to make you understand that you have to be a part of active communities. You have to keep building good projects, or at least build any project which you think can add value, and you need to make sure that you speak to as many people as possible once you are ready with the prototype or the project, and only then will you be able to deploy the product or the project out in the market successfully. Yeah. So this is some one thing which I believe, like, don't think too much about the future. Time will eventually get to you. Enjoy the present. It is a gift that you can realize right now. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, I can stop sharing my screen. If you have any
Yes.
questions, let me know.
Okay, sir. Now I request Dr. Sanjay Pawar, sir, Principal of Usha Mittal Institute of Technology, to address everyone.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So as to avoid the maybe loss of link and so on, I'm connecting by two different modes. One is a laptop as well as a cell phone. That's the reason I was switching from one place to another place. And thanks, Gaurang, Shetty. Actually, it was a really wonderful explanation of a journey of an startup. In fact, that was very much detailed, again, stepwise, starting from what is the first thing and what is the last thing, and the efforts need to be done for an entrepreneurs specifically. What's more important is actually, I don't know how many of the first yearites have been has joined this session, and it would have been really wonderful for them to join these cases. Specifically, as I was talking to these people, maybe a couple of days, I think 2 classes I have spoken to them, and again 1 class is remaining. And this is what I was again insisting these people at least to have a thought in this area specifically. To add to what Gaurang has said, as all of you know, on the 8th of March, International Women's Day, WISE Incubation Center was inaugurated by SNDT University, and that will be hosted at our Usha Mittal Institute of Technology. Government of Maharashtra incubation center, and inauguration was done, and hope we will see in next couple of months some kind of changes happening at the top floor on the incubation center, and that will be a very positive note for us, because in that case, what happens is, in case of this, a lot of people will be coming, a lot of people will be funding, all the mentors will be there, just like Gaurang. Many people will be there, and a full team will be there, not only from the faculty point of view, but the professional people will be there. What's more important is, again, as for us as an SNDT university, more special as an engineering institute, a lot of people are looking towards us actually. And if we can take this opportunity and work toward this goal, even today, or maybe many of the faculty, even I today, after serving around 35 years of service, I still feel that we should have our own startup, and rather than serving, if we can serve for ourselves, that should really make a difference. Forget about earning a money, forget about other things, but what is called as a main kind of a satisfaction, self-satisfaction comes into picture. So if these seeds of a thought are given at the first year itself, I think that should make a difference. Another point that what I would like to make to you people, specifically the team of innovations, is have some plan for the first year rates, have some plan for second year rates, third year rate, final years. As all of us know, everything doesn't happen in a single day or in a year and so on. If you can invoice or some kind of methodology that work into picture, and building up the thoughts till they reach final year, so that if people are, some of them are really firm on starting their own startup, actually, they should not have any confusion, they should not have any lack of confidence, because of either the funds, or because of kind of an idea, or because of some other facilities that are being provided by our institute or then university actually. What again I need to add, as I think what Gaurang has said, is maybe what's more important many times again is the design aspects, design concept, that where in some cases we might lag, as we as a technocrat, as we as an engineer may think from the product point of view, efficiency point of view, and working point of view, but how many of us we think from the design aspects, and that is also an important area. Either we can take and help from the people from the design group, or we can have our own expertise into that area, where we can go into that and think from that perspective. That's what Mr. Gaurang said regarding what has happened to the chess, what was lacking, and how they have added from the user's perspective point of view. That really makes a lot of difference in that case. And if you want to market whatever the products you have, I hope again these thoughts, these sessions, these competitions will surely help you in bringing your thoughts. Specifically nowadays we are in a social media group, technology, as we are from the technology group itself, and you see a lot of things funding, as Mr. Gaurang itself is from the group of Facebook. Similarly, similar groups are there from Google as well as other groups. So you can add these groups where a lot of ideas and community sharing, as each single person may not help a lot, but if you can form a group of diversity of an interest for expertise in this area, that would make a difference in what you want at the end, and finally the goal of maybe as a startup, etc. And so okay, these are the things what I feel, and that's what really would really help. I think I have spoken to some of you people also, or Patil, or maybe today Sanjay is not there with us, but spoken regarding some of these things which we can add to the student, train to the students, and work with respect to those ideas, where we can convert these ideas into product. We already have sessions like a mini project. We have already have a major projects. So if I think in group, if you can form a team to identify this, already I have got a call from Panas, who is the director of Innovation and Incubation Center. He has asked me to give a list of the people or the product or the projects which are maybe topmost likelihood which can be marketed and so on. So backend team would be there. Again, let us not go from the bookish point of view. Let us think really from the practical aspects point of view, and let us try to at least convert some of the things what we are doing already. Many, I think, all of us as a faculty understand, know that a lot of very nice, good products and projects are being done at a mini project level as well as the final year project level. And as one of the part or what parameter with respect to the startup was the timing, and I'm sure we'll be looking towards this timing with respect to this. And launching those products at a right time, right place, right location. In addition with that, most probably, I don't know how many of you have thought or whether things was being given or not. Finance and money also makes a lot of difference. Nowadays, as I'm speaking, as we're talking to the people in a corporate group specifically, I'm working on 5G, and I'm also working on some kind of a future projects or future products that could be available in the market. So first thing I gone through those things is what and where the money is available. Prospective market size that is available for the product. So if you can have some kind of such kind of overview in this way, that should surely help you in kind of some kind of a motivation, because the product or the things which we work should also be marketed. Should there be a people who are working on that, or should there also be a people who should be able to accept what are the products are there. So if you can have some thoughts, specifically if I say from my telecom group or IT group, OTT platforms are there, many products will be there. Sports are there, entertainments are there, gaming zones are there, where we people specifically from ICT domain can create an expertise into this area and form a group or independently contribute to those ideas. And of course, if we can have a thought of joining an open source group, national level, international level, that should surely maybe gain us from the knowledge and experience point of view. As Gaurang has said, it's not really necessary each of you have to do each and everything, but the team works. And if the combination of a team is a perfect one, I think hope this product, whatever we have thought or we will be thinking, should really be marketable in a good manner. Our team of UMIT would surely look into these aspects, what we are doing, what our people are doing, what students are doing, what we need to plan in future for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, and think on these aspects. So thanks a lot once again, Gaurang and the team, Bharat, Patil, coordinator, Shruti, Sakshi, and her team from bringing this event in spite of all the restrictions, as the show should go on, that we are continuing. And I feel out, means though I am at my home and inauguration is going on, I still feel like last year which I was there at the quadrangle of UMIT and then giving a talk and again speaking to the expert with respect to innovation. And I hope this thing will be continuing and inspiring the people to work into this area. Thanks a lot once again.
Thank you so much, sir. We would like to thank our seniors, the ex-Council of ESEL, for guiding and supporting us throughout this academic year. And on this occasion, we would like to express our gratitude by felicitating them. Here is our chairperson, Nikita Desai, for supporting us and mentoring us in every step we take. Thank you so much, Dee. This is our chairperson, Vandita Rai, who is a problem solver and keeps on guiding us in every way. Thank you, Dee. This is our secretary, Shefali Patil, the most organized and self-confident of all. Thank you, Dee. Treasurer Rachna Sharma is the who helped us constantly handling the treasures of our council. Thank you so much, Dee, for supporting us throughout. Our sponsorship heads, Vandita Rai and Ankita Akurde, are the most easygoing seniors. Thank you, Dee. Our creative heads, these are the most creative and funniest seniors we have ever met. Revati Dee and Samida Dee, thank you for supporting us throughout. Last but not the least is our social media and publicity head, Saloni Golab, who guided us in the social world, which helped us a lot. Thank you, Dee. And I would like to thank every one of them from the bottom of my heart for being there no matter what. You will always be a part of ESEL for the coming years. Thank you so much. And now I would like to invite Mahima Raina, the Secretary of ESEL UMIT, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good afternoon, everyone. As we have reached the end of this beautiful celebration, I, Mahima Raina, Secretary of ESL Council, would like to propose a vote of thanks to everyone present here. First of all, on behalf of whole ESL Council, I express my heartfelt gratitude towards our chief guest, Mr. Gaurang Shetty, for sparing his precious time to grace this occasion. Thank you, sir, for coming here and inspiring us with your words. Heartful thank goes to our respected principal, Dr. Sanjay Pawar sir, for providing ESL UMIT lot of opportunities to help in sharpening our skills. I would like to thank our faculty coordinator, Mr. Bharat Patil sir, for supporting us throughout and guiding us. I also give my great regards to the former council who always motivate us to do our best and stand as our pillars of guidance whenever we need their support. I extend my vote of thanks to the core, senior, and junior councils of ESL for the involvement they have shown and willingness they have expressed for the completion of the task. On this note, I would like to conclude by thanking the audience for being attentive and helping the event become a success. Thank you, everyone.